I'm going to be comparing the Romancing the Stone franchise to the Wall Street franchise. The reason for that is because in part one of this series, I compared Wall Street 1 and 2 to War Games 1 and 2, Wall Street 1. I compared The Net 1 and 2 to Romancing the Stone, as well as Jewel of the Nile, the follow up to Romancing the Stone. I wasn't aware there was a follow up to Romancing the Stone at all, to be honest, until I looked it up recently. Romancing the Stone won that debate, so now I'm going to compare Wall Street and Romancing the Stone. When you look at lowest score for each franchise, Romancing the Stone from Robert Zemeckis is an 86%. First Wall Street movie from 1987 has a 79%. When you look at lowest score, Wall Street 2 Money Never Dies has a 54%. Jewel of the Nile only has a 48%. When you look at average score, this is actually very close. Wall Street is an average of 66.5, Romancing the Stone, 67. So by literally only 0.5%, Romancing the Stone wins this point. So far, it's won 2 of the rounds. Wall Street has won 1 of them. When you look at gap between lowest and highest score, you got a gap of 25 in the case of Wall Street. You have a gap of 19 in the case of Romancing the Stone. Romancing the Stone wins this round. It's won 3 of the rounds, so it's going to win no matter what. And when it comes to which franchise I prefer, it's an interesting question because I've only seen the first Wall Street movie and the first Romancing the Stone movie. I enjoy both of them. I think they're both really good. They're just quite different from each other. Romancing the Stone is this Indiana Jones-esque romance adventure film. It has similar energy to Indiana Jones, but in this case it's about this female writer who's writing these romance stories, and then she gets swept up in the world that she writes about. She gets swept up in this adventure with this guy played by Michael Douglas. It's a lot of fun. There's engaging characters here that you grow to care about. There's a story here that's interesting. The movie looks quite good. In the case of Wall Street, it's about this guy named Bud, who at first is definitely a good person. He does, however, look up to this guy, Gordon Gekko, who's not a good person. We see that Gordon Gekko is a perfect example of cold-hearted, greedy, selfish corporate executive. Not, I don't know if he's an executive necessarily, but greedy, cold-hearted corporate guy who only cares about profit and will do whatever it takes to get him more money. Bud meets his idol, Gordon Gekko. We see that Gordon is tempting Bud to be selfish, tempting him to go along with all these schemes to make more money, even if it comes at the expense of other people. And you go, oh no, Bud, you're making the wrong decision. It's tragic when you see Bud give in to the temptation. You see that even if Gordon is manipulating him, ultimately, Bud makes a choice. He chooses to give into the temptation, to become greedy. He chooses to believe that, well, if I can get away with it, then it's totally fine. I'm just going to go ahead and break the law. And, well, as long as I don't get caught, then I don't care. Everything's all good here. But he realizes that, oh, no, that's not the case. Actions have consequences. So by the end of the first film, the consequences of his actions catch up with him. And also, earlier on, you have this moment where Gordon screws over Bud, or Gordon takes over Bud's father's company. Bud is like, wait, what are you doing, Gordon? This is bad. But Gordon does it because he cares about nothing other than profit. And in fact, Bud calls him out on that at one point, saying, well, when is enough going to be enough? And of course, the answer is, well, when you only care about profit, enough is never enough. You're never going to be satisfied no matter how much money you do have because you're always wanting more. When you're selfish, you have nothing to gain, instead, everything to lose. So you're afraid of losing what you have or someone else taking it from you. Bud realizes in this film the problems with being selfish and greedy, with thinking that, well, as long as I can get away with it and not get caught, then everything's good here. Everything I'm doing is right. Nothing I'm doing is wrong. So I think Wall Street and Romancing the Stone, they both absolutely work. I don't think one of them is clearly a lot stronger than the other. On a quality level, I think they're pretty close. The difference really is that Romancing the Stone is from Robert Zemeckis. He's a director who's done several classic movies. He did Back to the Future, classic iconic sci-fi time travel. Who Framed Roger Rabbit, fantastic blend of animation and live action. Romancing the Stone, Forrest Gump, a classic drama. Whereas I do not know who directed Wall Street. Wall Street is not from a director you immediately remember. So, in that sense, Romancing the Stone is a bit more iconic than Wall Street really is. But at the same time, Romancing the Stone was followed up by a movie that I think a lot of people don't know about. So, when it comes to which franchise I prefer, I think just because Romancing the Stone again is from a director that I actually remember, I'm going to choose Romancing the Stone. It is going to win, even if I had chosen Wall Street. That'll wrap things up for this video.